at Anyango Sylvia KE. We begin. Now, Kenyan activist Boniface Mwangi and his Ugandan counterpart, that is Agatha Atuhaire, have revealed the suffering and torment they claim to have experienced at the hands of a police officer in Tanzania. The two were found a few weeks ago at the border of Tanzania and their respective countries in poor health conditions. They all allege they were sexually abused along with other forms of torture. Activist groups in the continent are now calling on the United Nations to impose international sanctions on the presidents of Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania.
They had promised to tell the ordeal they claim to have gone through while in the custody of the Tanzanian police officers, and today they narrated what they said happened to them in the land of Mama Samia Suluhu. It was a story full of tears. Kenyan activists Boniface Mwangi and Agatha Atuhaire from Uganda, who were detained by the Tanzanian police officers while they were attending the controversial treason case of opposition leader of the Chadema party Tundu Lissu, described how their journey, which according to them was to show solidarity with Lissu, turned into a nightmare of torture and suffering. The two claimed that they were sexually assaulted during the ordeal.
Kamoto. Some guy put lubricant in my rectum, in my anus, and then started inserting objects. They insert objects and pull it.
And I felt like I was suffocating. It was as if they have covered my nose, my mouth, and I couldn't breathe. I'd never been blindfolded my whole life. What's funny is that I thought that they would come. I knew that they would come. I just didn't know it would come in Tanzania.
Various activists across Africa have condemned the atrocities that the two, who are still recovering from injuries they claim to have sustained in Tanzania before being returned to their home countries, experienced.
Atrocities are not isolated incidents. They are deliberate and coordinated strategy used by East Africa's autocrats, William Ruto, Samia Suluhu Hassan, and Yoweri Museveni, in desperate, unconstitutional, and increasingly violent and terroristic bids to cling to power.
Activist groups across the continent are now calling on the United Nations and other international organizations to impose international sanctions on the East African presidents who are perpetuating the oppression of activists, while also demanding a thorough investigation into the torture experienced by Boniface Mwangi and Agatha Atuhaire. Blue Smile Hassan, KUTV.
Leaders across the country